Gin and tonic, please.
By Jove, you've an half a big nose, man. Is your name Johnston?
No.
Well, there's a boy I ken, Andy Johnston, and he's got a big nose. Exactly like that. Are you sure your name's not Johnston?
No, it's not. I'll tell you. My wife's maiden name was Johnston.
I know, I kid there was some connection with Johnston. And does your wife got a big nose in her?
Well, I've never noticed.
Never noticed. So long have you been married?
10 years.
10 years married and you've never noticed if your wife's got a big nose? That's terrible, that. Have you got a photo of her?
Yes.
Well, we'll just take a look at the photo, bring out the photo, and we'll have a look at the photo, and we'll just see if it size our nose your
I
nose.
don't know what purpose this is serving.
No, it's an ordinary size our nose. In fact, I would say her nose is our best feature.
You think so?
Mind you, the rest of us know that held the bit. Oh, but there's a plug on too. Oh, no, it's just a mark in the photo. And is that her end teeth?
Yes, yes.
Well, I call that's good teeth, that. You should have on to that teeth. Her rings half screwed up, aren't they? She must have surely taken her specs off for the photo, did she?
No, she doesn't wear glasses.
Does she, nay? Well, I think she should. Definitely should.
Well, she is a little astigmatic.
No. Short of breath and eyes. And has your wife got a name now? What's your wife's name?
Dorothy.
Dorothy? Oh, it's a bonny enough name, Dorothy. Aye. And fit about your name, you got a name now?
John.
John and Dorothy, 10 near married, aye. How many bairns have you got, John?
We've 3 children. Alistair's 9 and the twins are 6.
Oh, aye. Well, by Jove, Dorothy's fairly kept her figure. Messed up. Oh, the legs are a bit thick, kind of, the body. But she's no bad at all, is she? And how old's Dorothy here, John?
Well, she's 36.
36? By Jove, she doesn't look it. She doesn't look it. And fit about yourself, John, for old are you, no?
39.
39? Oh, is that Well, so you and Dorothy, you wouldn't be in any more family then? Eh?
No, 3's quite sufficient.
Ah, you'll be in separate rooms now, will you?
No, we're still in the same room.
Is that a fact, no? Single beds, though, are you?
No, we're still in a double bed.
By Jove, there's life in hell, don't you?
Are you a regular in this pub?
That is a very personal question. Good if it's not yourself, Norman. You're a stranger. Come in.
No, I'm nae coming in.
Oh, come in.
No, I'm nae coming in. I'm delivering the communion cards before the end of all year. I just thought I would ring your bell.
Oh, but I'm awful glad you did. No, you're in the communion cards and actor. You're very good. Come in.
No, I'm nae coming in.
Oh, come in. And I seen you Swiley. I was just saying to Mary at tea time, I hadn't seen Norman Swiley. I hope he's well enough.
Oh, I'm keeping fine, thanks, aye. Feeling a lot better since the doctor changed my pills.
Oh. Has doctor changed your pills? We didn't ken that, Norman. We'll need to hear all about that. Come in.
No, I'm nae coming in.
Oh, come in. Because I was hearing about your aunt in Aberdeen. She's not been off a while. I was off sorry to hear that, Norman.
Auntie Betty, aye.
Auntie Betty, aye.
Aye, Peer Betty.
Peer Betty.
Peer Betty, aye. Mind you, she's in the best place.
Oh, the new hospital.
The old cemetery.
Oh, losh me here. And you bet you I surely couldn't have bragged.
Well, they buried her. Mind you, she was went in a war.
Went in a war.
Went in a war.
Went in a war.
The last time I went to see her, oh me, she was half a doon.
Half a doon.
Half a doon.
Half a doon. Oh, well, Norman, if you couldn't have cheered her up, she was better I was. She'd have been a good age, though, is she, Norman?
87.
87.
87 past January.
January.
Aye. The 27th.
The 27th.
Aye. Aye. If I get as long as her, I'll be half a happy.
Oh, Norman, you'll be laughing.
No, I'm nae coming in.
Oh, come on. I'm just in here myself. Mary's a out there west.
Is Mary nae in?
Aye, there's just me and a bottle of grouse.
Are you telling me that Mary's out, you're in there with a hale bottle of grouse,
Aye.
and we're standing here on this cold doorstep?
Oh, no, come on.
God, I thought you'd never ask.
For her birthday I gave Auntie Flo a Mozart record 20 years ago. Nae long after I gave her it became her favourite. She used to savour it. Quite soon she had a love of Mozart. Bocht mehr stuff of Mozart. Can I get enough of Mozart now? In the laundrette she will get funny looks for whistling a minuet. And she's quite prepared to hum concerti when there's dirty dishes in the sink. Hoover in the lobby or the loo, Flo plays a Mozart record. Out on the drying green, mind you, she canna do nothing but sing. While hanging out the washing, Flo will sing with passion. Her shrill coloratura reminds me of the Führer. It pierces the air. Folk get a scare as she sings Così fan tutti, Finch's washing down the stair. Look at the baker's vanny, she listens to her tranny. The wifeys that bide near her once mocked her, now they cheer her. They're off a keen, now there's a scene. There's Mozart played in all the bingo halls in Aberdeen. Late in life, Flo married Joe Mackay. They'd a baby girlie by and by. Ina, that was the name they chose. Nae marigold or rose, nae flurry names like those. No, never Ina Mackay they called her. I know why they called her that particular name. They were anxious to let her hae a chance to live her life in a Mozartian way. So, a bloomin' shame, the bairn's full name is Eine kleine Nachtmusik Mackay.
My Lord Provost, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for the address to the Haggis by the Chairman of the Scottish Tourist Board.
Farfar? Ja? Anders sånt sig färs? Great chieftainaire, the Paddenrate, bun them all, ye take your place. Pinch, tripod firm. Wheel are you worthy? Grace. Yes, Langsmere. There can be few Scots
who do not thrill to hear the poetry of our national bard, Robert Burns, expressed as it is so vigorously in the dialect we hold so dear. May our Scottish accents never die, for it is a proud thing to be a Scot. Hail Caledonia, stern and wild, hiderum hoderum. Fools your neeps. And take the high road up the neck of your kilt. These stirring words, spoken by Burns' great contemporary, Sir Walter Scott, on the eve of his historic journey to the South Pole, are a constant reminder that we Scots have much to be proud of. And not only we Scots, but big Scots too. But what sort of a Scot was Robert Burns, you may well ask? Well, of course, he'd been very much in tune with the Scottish Conservative Party of today. He lived in the 18th century. He was a robust, earthy man, son of the soil, a farmer, much loved by the people of Shire. It wasn't so much that for the people of Shire, he was a father figure for at least half the population. He actually was Now, Robert Burns was also very, very fond of Scotland's national dish, known at that time as Bonnie Mary of Argyll, no relation of the present Duchess. Now, Robert Burns shares with the Secretary of State for Scotland a unique distinction. They're the only two Scots the Prime Minister's ever heard of. Only the other day, she said to Mr. Rifkin, "Now look here, George. I think I know now what to do about Scotland. I think I have the final solution." Isn't that a bit drastic, Prime Minister? Oh, no, she said, the answer lies in the works of Robert Burns. We're going to privatise them. And she has, and I have here the first share offer for the works of Robert Burns. Now, it's £1 per share, made up of 40p for Auld Lang Syne, 30p for Hilly Willy's Prayer, and 30p for A Fond Kiss, if sung by Kenneth McKellar. 2.5p if sung by Sidney Devine.
You ever see Bunty Jessamine nowadays?
Bunty Jessamine? No.
Why did Bunty finish up getting married till again?
Eddie Walker,
Eddie Walker.
for Sinclair Road. Or was it Eddie Sinclair for Walker Road? No, it's Eddie Walker. It's Eddie Walker. Did now, Eddie? Did 5 years ago?
Aye, aye. If Eddie was alive today, he would be... Oh... 72. 72, aye, aye. Because Bunty got married again, you can.
Did she?
Oh, aye. She married an Alarman.
Aller and Fa.
Aller and Eddie would have been if he'd been alive today.
If Eddie'd been alive today, she couldn't have married the other money.
If my granddad was alive today, he would be 114. What a wonderful old man he would be.
But he's not alive today.
No, he was killed in Gallipoli. And if my granny was alive today, she would be 120. Because she was older than my granddad. When they got married.
When they got married?
I when they got married. And later on as well.
My granddad is still alive. He's 92. He came through both wars.
Oh, he was lucky, was he?
No, really. He was a deserter in the first team, and a near Red Warder in the second.
Oh, but there was some red wardens was in a lot of danger.
Nay and Lumfannin.
I think I met your granddines.
Yes, yes. In a long life, he has had the odd bad moment.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it.
Oh,
Who's he keeping on anyway? Tell me, is he still going to disco dancing?
well, you've got to keep going, have you?
Aye.
Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. Old time is still a-flying.
Shakespeare.
Robbie Burns. Robbie Burns. And before you say it, if Robbie Burns was alive today, he would be 229.
229? Oh, but that's really all I do. That's fantastic.
But he's not alive today.
Oh, no.
He died young, Robbie.
Did he?
Only 37.
Was he?
37.
Only 37, a young man. I mean, if he'd lived his full span, Ken, 70 years and 10. Who was that one you want?
70?
70?
Good.
Oh, heck, there's no need to be nasty. If he lived to be 70, how old would he be now?
Well, he'd still be the same.
Oh, no.
He would, of course he would.
Oh, no, Mr. Taylor. If he lived to be 70 instead of 37, that's another 33 years. No, you can't be the same age if you've lived another 33 years. He would be 229 plus 33 equals 262.
Aye, that would be right.
Ever since that marvellous day when we were told that Glasgow was going to be the European city of culture, I somehow didn't click the same wi' Fran, my wee drum chapel flame. My advances seem to insult her, 'cause suddenly I find it's matters of the mind that are her preoccupation. She's cultured nowadays, reading books and going to plays. My life's one long frustration, 'cause nowadays she takes no heedo the crying needs of my libido. She insists on discussing Othello. She tells me Picasso's a must. Now what good is that to a fella consumed by a good-going lust? There's no much that's arousing in a chat about Stockhausen or a play by Arnold Wesker. Oh, I'm lumbered wi' a lassie, was both cultural and classy, and they're all like that in Glasgow. 1990 is not far away now, and culture's abroad in the air, and carnal pursuits are passé now. Here's one was no getting his share. My bird talks all day lang in an Edinburgh twang about the art of Madagascar. She was sexy once and tarty, now she's cerebral and arty, and they're all like that in Glasgow. Now I'm no the one that would stir it, but nowadays when I get fresh, she's on about things o' the spirit, and there's never no sins o' the flesh. Oh, the birds in Quarantine are whistling fugues in C-sharp minor. Things could not be much grotesquer. Oh, your ardour does get caller when she says, let's play some Mahler. They're all like that in Glasgow. I read all the scandalous bits in the Mirror, the Star and the Sun, but she really likes Solzhenitsyn. She's reading the Gulag for fun. She's a raver, people snigger at her well-upholstered figure. She could not be statuesquer. And her passion is for Ibsen and Sir Alexander Gibson, and they're all like that in Glasgow. Her name is Fran McClure, aye, for years that's how I knew her. Now she cries herself Francesca. Oh, I like to tap my girl to the boozer nor the barrel, but they're all like that. Every bird's a culture cat. Oh, they're all like that in Glasgow.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Webster.
Oh, but that's all right, Professor. I was looking out the window and I could see you coming.
You'd no trouble finding the place?
None of that. No, your directions was spot on. 5 mile for Rainey, 5.5 for Knaithment. By Jove, you're very central here.
Marvellous view.
Grand view, grand view. Was the view you bought this place for now?
Not entirely, no. My wife and I always liked the idea of buying an old croft and doing a sympathetic conversion.
Ah, well, you've come to the right man. The last job I did was a conversion. You ken the leisure complex near Huntley. Squash court, jacuzzi and sauna. 3 months ago, it was a slaughterhouse. Now, you can't get much more sympathetic than that, can you? Well, we'll just have a fine meeting, you, Professor. Can't put a face to the voice in the telephone and tell me if it is that you're a professor or Professor.
Well, I'm retired now, but I was Professor of Rural Sociology.
God almighty. And fits at me.
Rural Sociology? Well, it's the application of scientific principles to the study of community structures and work patterns in a non-urban environment.
You mean if it's like Biden in the country?
That's logic.
And tell me, Professor, what did you do before you was a Professor?
Oh, I've always been in the academic life.
Oh, so you've never worked? Oh, no, you're retired. That's good, that, isn't it? Some boys have other luck.
Actually, I've taken early retirement under the university's voluntary severance arrangements.
You mean you've been kicked out?
Oh, I've got my pension and my lump sum, and we've just sold a big house in Edinburgh, so we're pretty well off.
And you're wanting a price for me for putting this place in order, is that right, Professor?
Well, I thought I'd get a few quotations. I mean, what other builders are there around here?
You can ask, Professor. My mind's gone a complete blank.
So it looks as if I'm stuck with you.
Stuck with me? Stuck with this place is more like it. It's just a rickle of stains. There's been nobody near this place for the last 30 years.
Well, the estate agent never told us that when he showed us round.
When did you come out to see it?
Last month, end of June.
Oh, so you haven't been here in December? Oh no, nobody's ever been here in December. It's usually March before you get in about to this place. Now, tell me, Professor, is this a council grant job?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had any plans done.
Oh, we'll fairly get a plan for you. We'll put in the plan of the slaughterhouse. The plan of that slaughterhouse, it's never let me down yet.
But do you think we'll get a grant?
Oh, aye, a subsidy. A subsidy. Mind you, looking at your gable end yonder, I think you've got a subsidy already. Now, we'll need to strachen that out.
Strachen it out?
Strachen out your gable end. Now, that'll be £900. Now, that'll affect your ties.
Ties?
£1,200. That'll affect your timbers.
Timbers?
£1,500. Then outside the next are stains for your was.
Was?
£1,800. Then slits for your reef.
Reef?
12,000. Then, of course, the whole place will need painting.
Painting?
Aye, painting. Painting and painting. Aye, painting and printing, and printing and painting. No, that'll be 2,400, 4,300, 3,400, 5,200, 6,100, oh, God, 7,000.
7,000, are you sure?
No, you're right, Professor. 8,000. 8,000 pounds.
Now the windows.
Well reminded, Professor. 4 windows this stand needing replacing. Oh, 1,000.
We were thinking of double glazing.
2,000 each.
Do you realise this place is recently listed?
Recently listed? It's ain't listed. It's coping at why? You've got a subsidy in the east and you're coping in the west. No, Professor, that is the bad news. Here is the good news. You wouldn't need to spend a penny on rewiring.
Oh, good.
Because there's no electricity. Electricity, 10,000 pounds. Now we'll just tot this little lottie up for you, Professor, and see if we get an accurate kind of guesstimate.
Well, I mean, how much? Break it gently. My lump sum's only £60,000.
60,000. Oh, I can see that going.
You can see that going.
Just as clearly as I could see you coming.
There's a craze these days which is bordering on hysteria, a board game that has caused a great hubbub, but I find that it makes me feel inferior. So if you feel the same, folks, join the club. It can be quite convivial to play at Trivial Pursuit, but if you never do wheel at all, you shouldn't feel at all bit oot. 'Cause it doesn't really matter which is Scotland's smallest county, or who it was played Captain Bligh in Mutiny on the Bounty. It doesn't matter Harpo was the Marx who was the dummy. It doesn't matter Oedipus was chummy with his mummy. Who cares if a tomato is a vegetable or fruit? It only matters if you're playing Trivial Pursuit. Who cares where Whistler's mum was found, or when Columbus found the States? To most folk, it's irrelevant how long an elephant gestates. 'Cause it doesn't matter what the function of your chromosomes is. It doesn't matter Watson was a chum of Sherlock Holmes's. It doesn't matter that it was James Joyce who wrote Ulysses. It doesn't matter Anne Boleyn was Henry's second missus. Who cares if when the tide came in, it drooked King Canute? It only matters if you're playing Trivial Pursuit. Did Kellogg first make cereal? It's immaterial to me. It matters not a jot to me what our lobotomy might be. 'Cause it doesn't really matter whose last words were et tu brute, or how old Mozart was when he composed Così fan tutte. It doesn't matter H2O's the formula for water. It doesn't matter if Princess Di is Marx or Spencer's daughter. Who cares if Paganini played the fiddle or the flute? It only matters if you're playing Trivial Pursuit. A question asked quite often is, name Aristophanes' first play, to which an answer never comes, if that one ever comes my way. 'Cause it doesn't really matter where you'd see the Mona Lisa, or how far off the plum you'd find the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It doesn't matter what the language is in Venezuela, or if the dying Nelson said to Hardy, "Hello, sailor." Who cares if atom bombs ging off, if you leave them lying about? Well, that would fairly stop you playing Trivial Pursuit.
Hello, Hector.
Hello, boy. Have you been round?
Aye, it was the insurance golf outing this morning.
Insurance, eh? I always thought you were one of these tooth puller fellas.
Oh, no, it's my twin brother who's the dentist.
Thank God for that. You know, I sometimes think I'm seeing double.
Actually, I'd like you to meet my twin brother.
Oh, I can't. How do you do? I'm so pleased to meet you. Insurance, did you say? Life insurance?
Aye, mainly.
I had a life insurance once.
Not anymore.
You cashed it in. Had to keep the old ship afloat. Going through a bad patch. 1952 to 1986. Then the old man kicked the bucket. God, that was a lifesaver.
So are you telling me you don't have any life cover at all?
That's about the size of it, old boy. No.
Well, you're taking a hell of a chance, you know.
Do you think so?
Oh, aye. And I mean, have you thought about Kathy? Huh? You see, you could have a mutual policy. And if Kathy went first, you would benefit.
You mean if Kathy popped off, I'd get money as well? Talk about the icing on the cake. Have you got one of these forms on you?
Well, I do just happen to have a proposal form in the hip pocket of my golfing trousers. Now, no commitment or obligation, Hector, till after you've signed. Now, your name and address, well, I can fill that in myself. Now, occupation.
Company director. Fish merchant.
Now, who owns the business? Is it you?
Me and the Clydesdale Bank.
And was it your father who started the business?
That's right, the old man built it up. I've scaled it down a bit. Just me and the cashier now, and she does a bit of gutting on a Friday.
I see. I get the picture. Now, part 2, your medical history.
Medical history?
Nothing to worry about. Question 1. When did you last see your
Closing time yesterday. It was in here. That's his seat you're on. He's late on parade this morning, or you wouldn't have got that seat. Your brother would be all right. You'd be all right.
Now, other members of the proposer's family. How old was your father when he died?
He was 86.
Well, that's good, you see, that's good. He was playing golf in here, wasn't he?
That's right. He snuffed it on the 7th green. Rotten luck. He just held a long putt.
He was playing with Tommy Calder, wasn't he?
That's right, old Tommy was most upset, but he was inconsolable.
So, was it Tommy who reported it?
Yes, immediately after he'd finished his round.
You've got an older brother.
That's right, Gerald.
That's funny, you know. My brother's name's Gerald.
What, this one here? Is your name Gerald as well? What a coincidence.
Now, your Gerald went off to Saudi Arabia, didn't he?
That's right. He's getting 50 lashes next week. I told him it was the wrong place to open a pub.
Now, your next question, Hector. Epilepsy or paralysis? Well, you've never been epileptic.
Epileptic, no, paralytic occasionally.
Now, any complaints relating to bowels or bladder?
Bowels or bladder? That is a very personal question.
I mean, your bladder, no complaints about it.
Only from a bus driver once. On the way home from a golf outing.
I heard about that. It was the club outing to St Andrews. And on the way home, you had to stop the bus 5 times.
Between St Andrews and Dundee.
Now, have you ever had an operation?
No.
No. X-ray?
No.
No. Any special investigation?
VAT inspector came in last week.
Now, have you ever had any amputations? Have you ever had anything cut off?
Only the telephone a couple of times.
Now, ever had any broken bones?
Left hip lossy mouth, Northern Open, 79, coming out of the hospitality tent. Fell in my hip flask.
Now, any trouble with your eyesight?
No, I can see you perfectly clearly. And I can see your brother also perfectly clearly.
Well, you know, that's about it. You won't regret this, Hector. Because you see, this is linked to a wee accident policy.
Hey, huh?
You know the kind of thing. You get £1,000 if you lose a finger. Loss of hearing, you get 5,000.
I'm sorry.
If you lose one leg, you get 10,000. Lose both legs, you get 50,000.
Ooh, that's the kind of policy I like. Loads of money for being legless.
Andy.
Prefer us to the golf then, eh? And half a shame about the weather. Eh? Fit a waste to a fine day.
Is Betty near with you?
No, she's in the hospital. We have legs.
Both of them? What is it you can? I mean, this is the bride's side and that's the groom's side. What side are you on?
I dunno, Ken. We didn't like going either.
You can't what I've been looking for, and I can't see her near why. I'll Granny Tuch.
They come in.
They're coming.
Oh, no, Granny Tuch hasn't been past the front door since her 90th birthday.
Oh.
Never mind, the happy couple are popping in past to see Granny on their way to the reception.
Oh, very nice. What did she bite?
Ballater.
When are we going to get our dinner?
Oh, I can. I hope it's good when we get it. Hope it's good, scoff. I'm just here to get a return on our investment. 40 quid we spent at present.
40 quid? That's going to score a bit, ain't it? If you didn't like a folk. Or even if you did like a folk.
Oh, well, but we got it wholesale. Cost 70 quid in the shops.
Ah. Well, but you're still 40 quid out of pocket.
Ah, but they'll think we're 70 quid out of pocket. And it is the thought that counts.
We give them a set of fish knives and forks. We've been at 4 weddings this year, and we've given them all fish knives and forks.
For what do you give everybody fish knives and forks?
Because how would you give us fish knives and forks? We've got a whole cupboard full of fish knives and forks.
Well, I just hope the bridegroom likes fish, because the bride certainly doesn't.
Celia, does she know?
Oh, no, the kind of fish, she comes out in a rash, her face blotches, ken. Nasty lumps. Ken. Half a sardine, she's like an elephant.
Hey, you like your fancy programmes?
Oh, that's just swank it. Of course, that's just Ethel, lad. That's Ethel, lad.
Absolutely. 20 years, Ethel's been waiting to be mother of the bride, and this has got to be her day.
God, here she comes, Bob. In full sail. Oh, what a mess. Speck about mutton. Dressed as mock chop.
What about the bridegroom's folk? What do we care about them?
Was there a bit of a mystery? Some word of them being separate.
That's right, they're separated. It's a very stormy marriage.
A love-hate relationship.
No, just hate. Apparently they were aye fechting, shouting and swearing, throwing things, the windows was broken, the bobbies was up and aye. The bobbies was up and aye. They just bed together for Barry's sake. To give him a settled upbringing, Ken. You see, that will be them in the front row.
Oh, I bet there's 4 folk here, Bob. What was that?
Aye,
Four folk here.
I'll tell you. Now, you see the wifey in the red, white and blue?
Oh, I read frock, white hat, blue rents.
Well, that's Barry's mother.
Oh, what's your mother?
That's a mother.
Aye.
And the fat boy, see the fat boy?
Oh, what morning suit? Oh, and he's got bad feet.
Why do you ken he's got bad feet?
He's wearing jimmies.
Well, that's Barry's father.
Oh, what's your feather?
That's a father. And the baldy manny in the kilt is the boyfriend.
Barry's feather's boyfriend.
Barry's mother's boyfriend. Mother's boyfriend. And the dolly bird, and the fur coat and the fancy jewellery. Barry's father's personal physiotherapist. What a setup.
A setup. A setup. I don't care about you, Bob, but seeing that kind of thing really upsets me.
But seeing that marriages can break up.
No, see that fat money, twice my age, we are smashing bit of stuff.
Oh, here's Barry and the best man.
Oh.
Very good, they're both in the kilt.
I believe the best man wasn't half a keen in wearing a kilt. Been a Sikh, Ken?
Well, I must say, it doesn't gang with his turban.
He should have worn a Glengarry.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Did you see for Aisha? Poor lassie, on her wedding day, she shouldn't have kept her for her breakfast.
Tonight on Hogmanay, let's take a moment to relate the stories that made the headlines in 1988. Fergie had a baby, a princess, not a prince.
The baby was born in August,
And she's hardly seen it since.
She's hardly seen it since.
The Liberal and Democrat merger, their new name caused a tiz.
even Paddy Ashdown can't remember what it is.
For Scotland's Labour members, govern was a sign.
No more the feeble 50.
They're the feeble 49.
The feeble 49. Ben Johnson and Ed Moses in the Seoul Olympics ran.
Ben Johnson said, "Hey Moses, you got a tablets, man?"
Lester Piggott got out of prison 2 years early, that was odd.
They wanted him out of his cell to get it ready for Ken Dodd.
Ready for Ken Dodd.
George Bush elected president. Ronald Reagan's ready to quit.
With Dan Quayle waiting in the wings, George Bush had better keep fit.
A crisis in the egg world. Egg lovers, don't be worried.
Just buy them from Edwina.
And make sure you eat them curried.
Make sure you eat them curried.
Lord Mackay of Clashfern was hauled up on the mat.
Suspended by the wee freeze.
Very painful, that.
But here's the final headline.
It's causing a stir in the pubs.
Rangers are banned from Europe.
Like all the other English clubs.
The other English clubs.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.